boyfriend and I. He's in charge of the new construction, converting the kitchen into the master bedroom, for instance, while I'm on wallpaper removal duty. The previous owner papered every wall and ceiling. Removing it is brutal, but oddly satisfying. The best feeling is getting a long peel, similar to your skin when you're peeling from a sunburn. I don't know about you, but I kinda make a game of peeling, on the hunt for the longest piece before it rips. Under a corner section of paper in every room is a person's name and a date. Curiosity got the best of me one night when I googled one of the names and discovered the person was actually a missing person. The missing date matching the date under the wallpaper. The next day, I made a list of all the names and dates. Sure enough, each name was for a missing person with dates to match. We notified the police, who naturally sent out the crime scene team. I overheard one text say, "Yup, it's human. Human? What's human? Ma'am, where's the material you removed from the walls already? What you are removing is not wallpaper." We just got a new apartment. We were moving the cats the day before, and I was nervous to leave them alone in an unfamiliar environment, feeling like we forgot about them. So I decided to stay the night before our move, while my husband stayed back at our old place to meet the movers the next morning. I was fine until the sun went down. The unfamiliarity of a new place, the lack of furniture, the way the soft meows echoed through the empty apartment put me on edge. When I was just reassuring myself I was silly, there was a knock at the front door. I didn't even get up. No way was I opening that door to a stranger while I was here by myself. The knock persisted. I got up and quietly shut the bedroom door and leaned up against it. The safety of being in a small space comforted me. That's when I heard the knocking again. This time I jumped as the vibration through the door pumped against my shoulders. How did they get inside? My cats looked at me in alarm, sensing my fear. I looked around for a place to hide, but with no furniture, it looked like my only option was the closet. I had my hand on the knob, ready to open, when I heard something. A knock from the inside of the closet. I hate it when my brother Charlie has to go away. My parents constantly try to explain to me how sick he is, that I am lucky for having a brain where all the chemicals flow properly to their destinations, like undammed rivers. When I complain about how bored I am without a little brother to play with, they try to make me feel bad by pointing out that his boredom likely far surpasses mine, considering he's confined to a dark room in an institution. I always beg for them to give him one last chance. Of course, they did at first. Charlie has been back home several times, each shorter in duration than the last. Every time, without fail, it all starts again. The neighborhood cats with gouged out eyes showing up in his toy chest. My dad's razors found dropped on the baby slide in the park across the street. Mom's vitamins replaced by bits of dishwasher tablets. My parents are hesitant now, They say his disorder makes him charming, makes it easy for him to feign normalcy, and to trick the doctors who care for him into thinking he is ready for rehabilitation. That I will just have to put up with my boredom if it means staying safe from him. I hate it when Charlie has to go away. It makes me pretend to be good until he is back. I've woken up to handprints on my French door for 6 months now. At first, I thought it was my kid getting his grubby mitts everywhere. The prints were always low and greasy beyond belief. Admittedly though, it didn't take long for that theory to go out the window. A heavy thunderstorm tore through our neighborhood one night, and a poor little guy came running into my room, terrified, pleading to let him sleep with me. Of course I obliged, but that morning was the worst yet. Every square inch of the window was coated in slick, greasy handprint stains. I could have counted thousands, but the layers were too numerous to be able to properly estimate. I spent the next 2 days Windexing all of it off. I had to call in sick just to get it done. But then another storm came along, and the same thing happened again. The glass was opaque with oil and grease and fingerprints. The pattern continued for months. 1 or 2 prints a night, until a storm came along, and then the window was covered. I even tried staying up those nights, but when I stayed awake, the prints didn't come. Filming was no different. I was at my wit's end. We were about to consider moving out when I finally ran into it. I was walking out late at night to get a glass of water when I rounded the corner and saw it there, hanging, pulsating, an amalgamation of arms. It had the torso of a man, barely clinging to life, its spine and ribs threatening to tear through the fragile skin held taut against them. It was hanging upside down, lowering itself out from one of the ceiling panels. What it was holding onto was beyond me, but I could count maybe 24 arms disappearing into the abyss above. Its other appendages hung in front of and around it. They seemed to stem from where shoulders usually are, but where a single upper arm usually connected to a single forearm, it instead connected to 2. Bones spreaded like branches from a great oak. It hung from the ceiling with its 100 or so hands, filling the space. Its network of limbs all pointing away at horrific angles, but tending towards the window, weaving together into a mesh of quivering flesh that was wet and glistening in the moonlight as it placed all the hands it could against the window. It held them there almost longingly. My glass of water then dropped to the floor and shattered into a million pieces. I could still hear the sound of cartilage popping as its head swiveled towards me. My first thought was, I'm screwed, but it just smiled, nodded in acknowledgement, and with the quiet sounds of meat sliding along wood, it slowly rose back into the ceiling. The whole time it maintained eye contact, smiling, until it disappeared and the roof settled with a slight creak. We move into a new house tomorrow. hasn't been seen as much as it used to in the past, but not gone. It waits for any chance to make itself known. It waits for those unsuspecting